Welcome back to the Crypto Father channel. Today is the 7th of November. Crypto markets are sluggish. It's Friday, weekend's coming. We can expect a retracement, quite possibly, or if it's a dumper today on Friday, maybe it's going to be a pump on Saturday. But in any case, the US government is still shut down. You can actually see a website on which it says that it's shut down, it still baffles me how that's even possible. How does the government just shut down? It's blackmail. Basically on the website it says that they're shut down due to a lack of funding and that they will resume operations when the government is funded. It's like they don't have enough money to pay themselves. Unbelievable. In any case, we're going to look at the markets, we're going to look at the charts, and then jump into articles and talk about where Bitcoin's going or what the heck is happening. So the market cap is presently sitting at $3.45 trillion, which is a retracement back down to what it was 2 days ago. Thursday, we saw a pump. Wednesday was a massive dump. Thursday, a bit of a pump, and then we're back down to where we were before. If you notice, Bitcoin dominance is at 58.2%. Ethereum dropped a little bit below 12, but they're still about the same. Zcash has pumped another pump. Zcash continues to outperform every other asset despite the fact that the Bitcoin is dumping. Maybe this is the reason why. Maybe a lot of the money is spilling into Zcash. It's above $524 right now. Degen AI is 366%. Spring staked Sui 298% up on the 24 hours. Bitcoin's presently sitting at $100,000. Ethereum at $3,300. Everything's dipping. Like, we're seeing these dead cat bounces. It's not a very good look. It doesn't look good. Solana $156, Cardano at 52 cents, Litecoin $87, Polkadot at $265, and Toncoin at $193. I saw a funny little post, somebody claiming that Toncoin is going to go to $30. That was their projection for 2025, which I thought was ridiculous. But check out Zcash. Zcash is pumping nicely. That is an interesting chart on Zcash here, 524. Just when I was saying yesterday I wouldn't buy it, and I still wouldn't buy it because it just keeps going up right now, and so I wouldn't jump in right now into Zcash. I would wait for it to retrace, but that's just me. When you look at the overall market cap, we were at $4.3 trillion just less than a month ago, October 7th. Exactly a month ago, we were sitting at $4.3 trillion, and right now the market cap has dumped to 3.453 and 355, and presently it is sitting at 345, so it dropped back down to this level. The total market cap for altcoins is now sitting at $1.3 trillion. So this is the all-time high for the altcoins, which reached 1.7 trillion just a little while ago. Actually breached that. I should adjust this level here. It breached the all-time high. The old all-time high was over here, and the new one has actually surpassed it. So the new all-time high stood at 1.77. The Bitcoin USD chart on the weekly, let's have a look at the daily. On the daily is presently continues to test the 05 Fibonacci retracement. So this is a solid support. This is the third time that it's tested this line. And it hasn't broken below yet. We've got 2 hours to go. But based on this, hopefully, since this line is not broken, this should prove to be a solid support. Actually, this is not even the third. This is the fifth, sixth. So this tested it once, twice, 3 times right here, 4, 5, 6 times. This level has been tested 6 times, and Bitcoin remains above this level. So if it does break below that, I think that would be a really bad sign. We could cascade all the way down to 94,000. But since this is the 6th time that Bitcoin is testing this level, this should prove to be a solid resistance, solid support rather, and we should see Bitcoin rebounds from here upwards. So the weekend, and hopefully once the government situation in the States is resolved, once they reopen their doors, because like I said, right now, the Federal Trade Commission report fraud FTC. So this is a website for reporting fraud. Somebody was talking about lithium that needs to be reported, but due to government shutdown, we're unable to offer this website service. We will resume normal operations when the government is funded. Information about consumer protection topics can be found here. But anyway, the government is unfunded. don't they collect like billions in taxes? How are they unfunded? It's so bizarre. But so this is Bitcoin. Justin, Bitcoin supporter and Fed Governor Steven Miran says expect another rate cut in December. So this is from obviously a biased Fed governor. The story from Jerome Powell of the Fed is obviously different. So this should be some good news. This should bring some hype to the market, right? Addresses accumulating Bitcoin are reaching new record levels. So there is more and more addresses. People are picking up more Bitcoin, and probably right now with Bitcoin being at 100,000, again, the accumulation process phase continues. Accumulator addresses have accelerated their Bitcoin acquisition, jumping from 173,236 Bitcoin on October 6th to 387,000 November 5th, just a month later. Accumulator addresses must have a minimum of 2 inflows within the last 7 years, include CEX miner and smart contract addresses, and have no outflows whatsoever. A Tiger research report revealed that institutional investors have continued to accumulate Bitcoin despite volatility, with Strategy accumulating 338 Bitcoin in a week. Not this week, because Bitcoin, the Strategy stash still stands at the same numbers as it did 2 days ago. And according to Bitcoin Archive, they made a post just a little while ago. Bitcoin whales bought 10,000 Bitcoin worth 1 billion in the past 24 hours. So there is a huge amount of Bitcoin being scooped up from the markets right now. While Bitcoin's dumping, whales and institutions are accumulating. It's important to understand that while retail is fearing and dumping their Bitcoin, institutions are accumulating. The goal of it is dominance. The goal of it is control. That's what's going to happen. They're accumulating slowly, quietly. They're manipulating the market, causing fear, and collecting more and more. It's going to get to the point where they are in full control of Bitcoin and crypto assets, and retail will be scrambling to get some off their hands. That's the whole idea. Because once everything's bought up by retail, by investors, and by institutions, by governments, then prices will be jacked up, of course. And in order to get any Bitcoin, in order to get any proper crypto like Ethereum, retail will have to pay a handsome premium in order to acquire those assets once again. Coinbase hit with a $24.7 million fine after critical tech errors left suspicious transactions unscreened. You don't hear that very much. A year-long monitoring lapse left millions of transactions unverified, exposing Coinbase Europe to one of the largest crypto compliance fines yet. Listed DAO vault faces forced liquidation amid surging borrow rates. The listed DAO, no idea what that is, but undergoes forced liquidations impacting DeFi markets on November 6th. This is another reason why things are dipping, because of things like that. Fund utilization rate hit 99% due to high borrowing rates. Lenders and borrowers face risks from halted repayments and elevated borrowing costs. There's a lot of borrowing right now. Probably you can borrow money against whatever capital you've got and then purchase Bitcoin with it and make gains right now, because Bitcoin again is at $100,000. This event highlights potential instability in DeFi protocols impacting user funds as utilization rates exceed 90% across platform, necessitating vigilance from fund holders. Can Bitcoin go back to 56,000? Yes, it definitely can, but I don't think just yet. Not just yet. But Bloomberg is issuing a warning. Mike Novogratz, what's his name? Mike McGlone is issuing a warning. He's cautioned that Bitcoin 100,000 level might not hold for long, describing it as a potential speed bump toward $56,000 if market conditions continue to revert to historical norms. According to McGlone, the world's largest cryptocurrency often revisits its 48-month moving average after extended rally, suggesting that sharp correction may be part of the cyclical behavior. And this is the first mention of a proper bear market that's going to come sometime 2026. Hopefully not just yet. Like I said, the 100,000 support has been tested 6 times. Hopefully it holds, but be very, very, very careful. Crypto market pullback deepens as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana slide. Every time Bitcoin dips, other assets dip some more. So Ethereum has gone from 3.4 thousand to 3.3 thousand right now. Every dip in Ethereum causes another dip. Every dip in Bitcoin causes another dip in Ethereum. Although we got to look at the facts here. Ethereum dipped all the way to almost $3,000. Right now, it's forming higher lows. So we've had on Wednesday. This was Wednesday, this was Thursday, and this is today, Friday. So far on Ethereum, we're seeing higher lows, which is okay. JP Morgan sees bullish comeback after leverage wipeout. So JP Morgan is of the stance that once leverage is wiped out, Bitcoin will come back. And so leverage is being wiped out right now. Bitcoin could climb to 170,000 according to them, and within the next 12 months, according to JP Morgan analysts who say the crypto market's leverage reset and improving volatility relate to gold point to a strong recovery ahead. But they are talking about the next 12 months, which I would be very, very cautious, because I mean, again, these are bankers. Don't be exit liquidity. Don't wait for $170,000. Personally, I'm waiting for the end of this year. This last quarter should be juicy, and then I'm out. I don't care what the prices are, because I'm not going to run the risk of basically being exit liquidity for these guys. Ethereum traders flip from fear to euphoria. Ethereum traders are showing signs of emotional whiplash just days after sentiment reached its most bearish point since April. Social media data from analytics platform Sentiment now shows a full reversal, with ETH discussions turning extremely bullish almost overnight. So that's good. Sentiment swing Ethereum's bullish to bearish ratio jumped from 86 to 2.7 in just 2 days. Its most positive bias since July, and partially this is probably due to the mega ETH airdrop that's happening. There's a lot of talk, and I assume that a lot of people are trying to ramp up their scores. This has been kind of a shit show as well. Ethereum Layer 2 blockchain Mega ETH unveiled token allocations to its initial coin offering participants today, and while most investors expected small allocations, some feel slighted because they divided people into two different groups. There is the community category and the public category. The community people are the people who are assumed to be around, that will be around for longer and commit to the cause, and the public are the schlubs, the general people who may be here one day and gone the next. So that's how the distribution goes. Project wants people to hold. Cathie Wood changes her stance on Bitcoin. She no longer thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to $1.5 million by the year 2020, but 2030, she's cut it down to 1.2 million. A $300,000 loss on that prediction. No, well, crypto whale bets against Bitcoin and XRP with $140 million worth of shorts. Not good, man. This is unprecedented. A crypto whale opened short positions against Bitcoin and XRP with 20x leverage, totaling $140 million at the time of writing the whale. The wallet is up 3.1 million, despite both assets only moving down just a couple of percentage points. Obviously, that's how it goes when you have a massive amount of money leveraged at 20x. I mean, if you put it on spot, you're making massive gains, and if you leverage it 20x, you're making stupendous amounts of money. And you could exit it now after 0.5% gain and be $3 million richer. It comes as the crypto market starts to turn bearish, with institutional crypto from Galaxy lowering its end-of-year Bitcoin target on Wednesday. And finally, Trump says no new tariff announcements coming. That's good news, right? That is good news. That is also the last news for today. Make sure to smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, pick up your very own Descent wallet with a $30 discount. Actually, for the $40 discount, like I said yesterday, if you buy it now between November 6th and 19th, you get the $30 discount from the CryptoFather. Plus, you get a $10 airdrop into gas fees, into your gas tank on the wallet, which you can use towards paying gas fees for transactions. So you're getting a $40 discount or a $119 discount if you purchase two of them. So get that sucker. The ref link is below the video. Also, don't forget to pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials, the book I published a while ago on Amazon. Educate yourself, get smart about crypto, and teach others what crypto is all about. I wish you a fantastic weekend. Have a good one. I'll probably upload some shorts on the weekend. But let's hope this weekend is a nice and green one. Enjoy it, whatever comes. Peace.